Guess who just added an indicator, and I'm really excited to backtest it, so without further ado, let's get straight to it. Hey traders, I hope you're all going extremely well. My name is David and welcome back to my channel where I go through profitable trading strategies. Today we're going to be looking at a brand new indicator that's been added to one of my favorite blogs, the Forex.com trading blog. Now this blog is updated weekly with new indicators that are inspired by the NNFX methods, just like many of my trading strategies as well. So I'm impatient to go and have a go and test it out to see how it's going to react on the markets. Okay, without further ado, I guess the best idea is to get over to my computer, let's have a look at the indicator and let's try and create a trading strategy that might be profitable. But before I go any further, if you do find this video interesting and helpful, if you don't mind just giving it a good old thumbs up, it really does help to grow the community. And why not subscribe? I do videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Don't forget to hit that little bell icon and let's get straight over to the computer. Okay, here I am on my desktop on the Stonehill Forex website. As you can see, it's an indicators library. They have baselines, confirmation indicators, which were all inspired by the NNFX models. Now, NNFX is a rules-based trading strategy, which allows us to create strategies with good risk management. The rules are, we have a trend direction, which allows us to detect whether markets are bullish or bearish. And then we use indicators to confirm our entries, known as the confirmation indicators. We also add a volatility or a volume indicator to confirm all of that, and a stop loss and a take profit indicator to get us out of the market at the best time. So today we're going to be looking at the newest addition to this list, which is the XMA. I have never tested this one before, but it isn't available yet on TradingView, so I have had to code it myself. So I'm going to go straight over to TradingView and show you what it looks like. Okay guys, this is the XMA. It is a histogram on the bottom of the chart here, as you can see. It is green and blue. When in blue, we're looking for bullish reversals, very much like this one just here as it turns from red to blue. As you can see, great entry just there. And when we're looking from blue to red, there's also black candles here as well, which we ignore. When we go from blue or black to red, we actually take an entry just there for a short. As you can see by itself, it looks pretty good. Now, as I said, this isn't available on TradingView, but I am currently working on an indicator list, which is over 50 indicators long. As you can see here, I've added all of the indicators that I've ever used from the beginning of DaviddTech, well, as far as I possibly could have found them anyway, into a list of indicators that you'll be able to download. Now, currently this isn't available, but if you go to david.tech/indicators, the link is down in the description. You'll be able to subscribe to an email list, and I'll just send you one simple email as soon as this list is ready. They will, of course, all be free and open source. You'll just be able to add them to your TradingView with one click, or copy and pasting the code over to your TradingView. Right, back over to this indicator. So as I said earlier, it does look pretty good. As you can see, we do have quite a few false signals. That's why we're going to create a strategy out of this and not just use one single indicator. So this is actually going to be considered as a confirmation indicator and not a baseline. So we're going to have to first of all find a baseline. Today we're going to be using the T3. So if you search for T3, I actually based my one on the T3 average by H Potter here, but there is also a DaviddTech one being released in that indicator library that I was talking about earlier. So here is the T3. I will go through the settings in a minute. As you can see, the T3 is very, very good and one of my favorite trend directions indicators. Now we take into account for our entry the color of the band. So when red, we're looking for shorts, and when price is below it, we're confirming our short, and we don't get out until we actually cross back over into a green. Look at that entry, it looks absolutely brilliant. That's why I absolutely love the T3. Now T3 today, I have actually set on a length of 25, a factor of 0.6, and then I've left everything else as it should be. The XMA settings are very, very simple as well. 20, 25 closed, and you can leave the rest, everything else as it is. So now we have a baseline, we have a confirmation indicator on our charts. Now we need to add a volatility or a volume indicator. I like the stiffness indicator. I know I've talked about it a couple of times on my channel before, but it does seem extremely good. So to find the stiffness indicator, we're going to go here and look for this stiffness indicator here. Now there is one by Everget here. I have, as I said earlier, created my own, but the code is pretty similar to Everget's, so you can use whichever one you want. Now the stiffness indicator is extremely simple. Here are the settings we're on today. We're on 163 and the threshold is 90. Now the threshold is this red line. I'm just going to make it a little bit thicker for YouTube. Now the stiffness indicator literally tells us whether there's enough volatility in the market to be able to actually trade or not. We don't want to go into markets where there is no movement. If there's no movement, we tend to get stuck in a consolidating market, very much like this area here or here. We want to be more in areas like this just here, where price is actually moving in one or the other direction. If you get stuck in consolidating markets, you're probably better to use a mean reversing strategy or something like that, because you want to lower your risk. So the stiffness, what we're waiting for is this yellow line just to literally cross over the threshold, meaning that there's enough volatility in the market. So if the stiffness is currently above the 90 mark, depends how strict you want to make it. Sometimes often I set the threshold to 95, but depends how strict you would like your trading strategy to be. When this yellow line is above this red line here, as you can see, we actually are allowed to trade. Otherwise, we don't take any trades. It doesn't tell you in which direction to trade, it just tells you whether you're allowed to trade or not. Which means that in current market conditions, we wouldn't have been allowed to trade, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. It's up to you to decide on your settings. As I said, I've found that it's been very good at mitigating risk and removing bad trades in the past. Though I've got to say that recently my trades have been going extremely well. As you can see here from my actual screenshots from Bybit, which you guys will now be able to come and find on my website DaviddTech, to come and see how the trading bots are going. I'm trying to make this as transparent as possible so that you can see. If you go to the links down in the description, you'll also be able to see all of the trading strategies and how they are performing live on markets. Obviously, I'm not trading all of these. These are settings from the community, made by the community, for the community. We're all sharing in a group called the Elite Backtesters, and if you'd like to be part of the Elite Backtesters, the links are down in the description below. You don't have to sign up for Elite Plus, you just have to participate in the group, and if you participate, you get access to everybody else's settings. There is over 150 settings now in there, and as you can see, you get to see full backtesting results with screenshots from the beginning to the end. Some of them are looking better than others. You get to see how many trades have been made. You get to see the live trades in a dashboard with the performance for performance on backtesting and live trading. So you get to see all of that. So I try to be as transparent as possible, and then I'm trying to hook as many of them up into copy trading situations, the good ones as well. I'm trying to hook up the best strategies into bots in TradingView so they connect over to Bybit, so that anybody who doesn't want to participate or hasn't got time can just click on a button and copy trade. This is on a 10% profit sharing situation, guys, and I put all of the money back to reward the people that are finding the wonderful trading strategies that are part of our group. So it's a win-win situation for everybody. So you can either be part of the group, you can participate in the group by sharing your settings, or there's plenty of other options for everybody around now. Right, back to the trading strategy. So I think that I've gone through all of the actual setups here. Let's have a look at a long and a short entry. Okay, so obviously I am cherry picking for this video to show you the entries. It's just so that you can see what the entries look like. Okay, so we have our first indicator being the T3 on this candle here, turning green, and price is above that green band. We are in the blue of the XMA, and the stiffness is above our threshold of 90. So we're now going to enter a trade just here as a long position on this candle just here. Now for our stop loss and take profit, we're going to be adding a new indicator called the ATR bands by DaviddTech here. and we're going to be changing the settings on this one too. We're going to be our upper band to 2.5 and our lower band to 2.5. I didn't say earlier, guys, but I am on the 1 hour time frame on BTC USDT. So we're going to be setting our stop loss to the lower band here, and we're going to be looking for a risk to reward of 2 and a perfect win there of 2.7. Now obviously we'll have quite a few entries in here as we're going up. This isn't a crossover situation, we're not waiting for crossovers. We will get in plenty of entries as all of our indicators are confirming. Now let's have a look at a short. Okay, here is our short entry. As you can see just here, we have our T3 just crossing over into red and prices below the T3. We are in the red on the XMA, and we're only just about, but we are still above the stiffness indicator here. So we're going to take a short, adding the ATR bands like earlier. We're going to enter our short on the next candle, and we're going to set our stop loss to the ATR band. We're looking for a risk to reward of 2, which would have been a 5% win, which is absolutely perfect, as you can see. Okay guys, that's all of the indicators in this one. Quite a simple trading strategy. We have 3 main indicators plus the ATR bands. I'm going to go away and code this so that we can backtest to see how well it does on BTC USDT on the 1 hour time frame. So let's go.
Come on, David, and once again he's going to code a new strategy. He'll be back in just 5 minutes. Come on, David, show us what you got.
Guys, before I reveal the results to the backtest, just a quick shout out to Bybit. Huge thank you to them for always supporting the community. If you would like to find my bots as I add them, it is very new, so give it a little bit of time for them to actually show results. I am starting to add all of my bots to Bybit, and also you get a 10% reduction on fees if you use the link down in below. And having lower fees is a huge edge on the market, so I do suggest you use that. We also get a little bit of a kickback, so thank you very much for using that link. Right, okay, let's get over to these backtesting results. Right, okay, here we are back on my screen. Gonna remove all of the indicators very quickly to reveal the backtest results. Drum roll, please. And there you have it. As you can see, there's lots and lots of entries on this trading strategy. It seems pretty good, and the take profits seem pretty wild to me. We do have a low win rate, but we are using a risk to reward of 2, so it is pretty amazing if you ask me. We have max wins in a row of 7. We have max losses in a row of 6. A win rate of 45.96%. Total wins was 108, total losses was 127. If I go over and pull up our equity curve, you'll be able to see from the deep backtesting results all the way back to 2022 in March that the backtesting results look pretty good too. We have 334 closed trades, which is great. As I said earlier, a 47% win rate. We have a max drawdown of 25%, and you have to remember I'm using 10x leverage on these strategies, so you can easily decrease that by using less leverage. We have a net profit of 716% when you go over to the buy and hold, which is 800%. We didn't smash it, but we weren't very far from it in the slightest. Our Sortino rate is 1.2 and our Sharp ratio is 0.48. Now obviously I wouldn't trade this as it is. I'll be putting it onto our forward testing platform to see how it goes for the next couple of months and see whether it actually works. I also submit my settings to our elite backtesters and hope that the wonderful people in our elite backtesters will come up with even better results. So guys, the indicator to me seems like it has quite a lot of potential. I only spent about an hour to an hour and a half actually optimizing and looking for settings. So I will put a lot more effort into optimizing in the background to see if I can find even better settings, or maybe on other coin pairs as well. If you're interested in adding all of my trading strategies, you can find all of the links down in the description below. Don't forget you can also follow me on TradingView, Twitter and all the other social platforms. It's DaviddTech. And come and join me in Telegram, where I send all of the latest data from the bots and also some data from things like the inflows of ETF daily to everybody. so you can join that. Also, the link will be down in the description as well. Without further ado, guys, I'm going to wish you an absolutely wonderful weekend. Thanks for spending some time with me here on YouTube. I look forward to seeing you on Monday. Keep safe, keep trading, trade like a boss, and I'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.
Come on, David, and once again he's gone to code a new strategy. He'll be back in just 5 minutes. RSI and MACD.